Is it surprising that markets are on a tear, right, record highs, when actually, the politics are still there and they're quite uncertain?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that's absolutely the right question. I'm not sure it's that surprising. And in fact, since coming back from New Year, the phrase I've heard most is melt up. I think that is what people are, there's been a strong start to the year, and there are good reasons for that, which is the data's just staying absolutely barnstormingly strong. There doesn't seem to be any sign of the reversion to the mean that people have been looking out for. And you've got on top of that tax cuts in the US just kind of juicing the prospects for earnings and also potentially further boosting this capex cycle that we're in. So there are very good reasons to be positive. I think that there are probably three main risks: economic and political. I think the economic one is just that this is now very consensus, right? Everyone is bought into global growth. I would expect that to continue, but if there are risks, it's that we just get a little bit of rolling over, maybe coming from China, where policy remains very, very tight. I think the political risk is probably trade. If anything, last year was all about tax. Maybe this year will be all about trade policy. We've got some deadlines looming. Donald Trump's got to make some decisions about China in particular, whether he's going to take some action against IP transfers, solar, this national security investigation, steel, aluminium. And I think if there's anything that might dent optimism, it would be a kind of US-China spat over trade.
What does it mean for the markets? Are we actually going to see a rotation from bonds into equities, or does the correlation come back between those two asset classes?
I think that we are probably in an environment where we're underweight duration. We don't want to own too many US Treasuries. We think yields are going to rise, but not dramatically. I mean, Tom talking about the curve flattening, I expect that's going to continue. I mean, it's a bullish call to say we're mid-cycle. I agree that's a nice chart. It probably feels more mid to late cycle. I thought an interesting trend yesterday was weekly claims out of the US. Yeah. It's actually, it looks just beginning to look like it's bottoming, and that's the kind of phase of the cycle where you can't really push down unemployment any further, and that's where you start to get some wage rises coming in. So that's what I'd be looking for.